Matt Riddle has broken his silence amid WWE Rehab reports and assault allegations. We have a major heel turn and debut on last night's AEW Dynamite, and we have an update on Adam Cole's injury status. Stay tuned for the news. So we are going to kick things off today. Matt Riddle has recently been in the news for a number of things. We had reports that he was injured for 6 weeks, or WWE has announced that he was injured for 6 weeks, and then the story sort of expanded from there. We had reports that he is gone to rehab. Now, tell me a little bit about what's recently happened in this story, Tom.
Yeah, so as you were saying, lots going on since he was written off TV, those rehab reports doing the rounds. Last week, Matt Riddle was spotted in a romantic embrace with adult film star Misha Montana, and this prompted a series of tweets from fellow adult actress Jordan Max, who said, "Try to imagine for 1 second the man that you spent the last 6 months with, who said I love you for the first time in 2 months, is all of a sudden making out with someone else who is in your industry, and then, rather than keeping plans for Christmas and New Year's Eve, is going to rehab. Do you have any idea how confusing and hurtful that is? I'm not mad that he's in rehab. He told me that he quit drugs, and then to find out that A, he's with another girl, and B, he's doing drugs with the girl, and C, he's failing drug tests, so he has to go to rehab. It is disappointing." Now, soon after that, several videos were posted on Twitter by OnlyFans creator Daniela Petro. She made allegations against Matt Riddle, claiming that she'd been abused and assaulted by him during a relationship that they had. Petro called for Riddle to be fired by WWE. She tagged Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and numerous others in these tweets as well. With all of this going on, Matt Riddle had remained silent as reports came out of him going to rehab, and of course these abuse allegations coming from multiple women. He broke his silence with a photo of himself and Misha Montana, who was the woman that he was photoed having a kiss with earlier in the week. They were having dinner on the beach, and the caption read, "I've been working a lot on myself lately and have been saying no and setting boundaries for the first time ever, and certain people aren't happy about it, but I couldn't be healthier or happier. Thank you for all your support." So I think there's a lot that I think will still come out about what has been going on here.
Yeah, it seems it's a shame how this has spiraled. First, obviously, it was just he's being written off TV for 6 weeks, but it just seems there is a lot more to this story than what has been revealed so far. It's interesting hearing from Riddle for the first time there since all this came out, and it's
a tweet that doesn't deny any of the reports.
Yep, I've seen a lot of backlash to it already with some of the wording in there as well, which it's social media, you've got to be careful what you say.
I think so. I think, as I say, it's not one that we're going to speculate on any longer. No. So that's out there. We'll keep you updated at Cultaholic.
But we're going to move on now because AEW Dynamite was last night, and it's the week before Christmas. They've got some surprises in store. We all have a surprise.
It's the go-home show for Christmas.
And of course, there was some major heel turn last night on Dynamite. Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland were set to have their face-to-face. We covered it yesterday. They had Rick Ross there.
Yeah.
Rick Ross was a mediator in the situation. It ended up Keith Lee was jumped by Swerve's new mate, Parker Boudreaux, and an AEW debutante wearing an attire that read Mogul Affiliate. Seems to be this new sort of, I want to say new Hit Row, his new gang.
They're not called Hit Row, they are called Mogul Affiliates.
Affiliates, of
as
course.
Rick Ross said over and over again.
Yeah, he narrated the assault, which was... I mean, if they've got Rick Ross in their team, their stable, that's pretty cool.
I mean, it's if he's just there just to talk over all the fighting, that is certainly a look.
Absolutely, it's not Hook. That's Rick Ross. He's another. Hook's a different guy. He's mates with Action Bronson.
Doll.
But yeah,
too many hooks spoil the bra. Too many hooks.
We saw Parker Boudreaux turning. Well, he's not turned. He was a baddie anyway.
I mean, I assume that I apologise for not being on the button with Dark developments. I assume the Trustbusters are done.
The Trustbusters I would assume, are done because he was mates with Ari Daivari, but he's now mates with Swerve. Swerve confirming his heel turn. For some time, we've seen him and Keith Lee sort of have a sort of won't they break up? Are they mates? Are they not? It's confirmed here that they're not mates, but that's not only thing that happened last night. Who appeared with them?
Well, yeah, exactly. So as well as Rick Ross, Parker Boudreaux, and Swerve, we had a new guy, a big beefy guy covered in tattoos.
Oh, it's not Tyson Tomko. It's Graydon Goatsman.
Now, I believe this is Graydon Goatsman.
Goatsman, that's it.
Fightful Select reporting that he is a former baseball player, a former pro baseball player. I think he did stuff in Tampa Bay for a while. He's been doing some training at Jay Lethal's school as of late. This debute's been planned for a few weeks now. He's been impressing the right people. He was backstage at Dynamite back in October, and he's been with the company for a while, anticipating a debut, and this is it. Grandin makes his debut on the main stage as part of Mogul Affiliates.
Now, I hope things go well. I think he looks the part. He definitely looks the part with all his tattoos. He's a big lad. I feel that the AEW roster depth is so big, they could have had someone who was already on the roster, potentially.
There is that.
Now, I'm not saying he's not deserving of the spot or anyone isn't deserving of the spot or more deserving of the spot. They just have so many people that I feel like they could have put in that position that maybe needed it.
It's kind of like how... I remember Ric Flair doing an interview about the Four Horsemen and the kickoff that was in the Horsemen when Mongo McMichael joined. Because they're like, he's a rubbish wrestler. But he was a world-class football athlete. So the idea that maybe, and this is just a spitballing some ideas here, that Mogul Affiliates might be like a combo of great wrestlers and great sports stars and great media people in general, i.e. your Rick Ross. Potentially it could be that. I mean, if you're going to keep putting factions in AEW, make them a bit different, this one might feel a bit different.
I mean, we've seen baseball stars transition to the world of wrestling before. Of course, Veer Mahan being one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time.
And
so maybe
Knuckleball Schwartz.
Exactly.
For the older fans out there.
They've got a history of transitioning into the world of wrestling and being good at it.
For the MILFs and the DILFs amongst the wrestling community.
But he wasn't the only... Baseball star Grandin Goatsman, now AEW star, wasn't the only people backstage at AEW Dynamite, of course, because there was some ruthless aggression stars there, some absolute legends and titans of the industry. Now, Tom, I know you're excited about this one.
Mate, you know it's the Matt Militant. It's not Teddy Long. It's everyone but Teddy Long.
They're going one-on-one with The Undertaker.
oh, if only. Rodney Mack and Jazz were backstage.
Yeah.
Now, Rodney Mack has done a fair bit of the wrestling on and off for the last couple of years. Obviously, people of a certain vintage will remember him from 2003, where he was in a faction, Teddy Long, Rodney Mack, and Mark Henry.
Yes, yeah.
That was a good time. So they were visiting friends, they say, but you know what? It wouldn't surprise me.
I feel Jazz definitely has potential.
Oh gosh, yeah.
She returned in Impact, last year, 2 years ago?
Yeah, she kind of went on a retirement thing, but I think she's kind of gone, actually, I might do a couple as and when.
Either that, or if a backstage role working with the women talent, the female talent in AEW feels like a great spot for her. She's got a lot of history, a lot of experience. That could be a thing. Obviously, that's just speculation. They were only just backstage visiting friends. But that, again, is not the only person who was backstage at AEW Dynamite. It was a lot of people there this week. Because it's Christmas. They all want to see mates. They want to have a good time.
Secret Santa, innit?
PW Insider reporting that Thunder Rosa, former AEW Women's Champion, was backstage at Dynamite in San Antonio, where she's from, where she resides. The word making the rounds this week was that she wasn't returning the ring until after the new year, possibly February or March time, as she has been out with an injury for the past several months. What's your thoughts on Thunder Rosa being backstage?
If you got Thunder Rosa in Secret Santa and you got her a sandbag, would she see it as good banter? Or would it be taking the mick? Because she did release a t-shirt.
She did release t-shirts.
That acknowledged the sandbag claims. I haven't got her in Secret Santa.
Have you not? Okay.
No.
If you had, you wouldn't reveal it on camera.
No, I certainly wouldn't. It's not how Secret Santa works.
No.
I think when Thunder Rosa's back, there is an obvious story to tell. With her and Toni Storm. I don't think you need to put the belt back on Thunder Rosa straight away. No. I really enjoyed Jamie Hayter's run. I think the focus for the AEW Women's Division should be an eventual green-eyed monster turn for Britt Baker and the wars between Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. I think Jamie is quite a natural babyface.
Absolutely.
And she might, and I think her Britt Baker running up against, I think would be great, potentially. But then also, they're both very good in either role. I could see Britt Baker attacking Jamie Hayter and babyfacing Hayter in the process. I could see see Jamie Hayter just beating up Dr. Britt Baker and the dentist becoming the goodie. I can see that being a thing as well.
There's so many different avenues they can go down.
But Thunder Rosa definitely tick the box with Toni Storm, have some fun with that, and then maybe something with Saraya.
I feel though like Thunder Rosa to legitimize Jamie Hayter's run a bit as more as champion would be having a win over Thunder Rosa. Maybe have Thunder Rosa be like, well, I didn't lose the belt really, so give me a shot.
Yeah, there's a legit beef to come back.
And then you can sort of go, okay, well, Jamie Hayter is the legitimate champion at this point. But we're going to end things on talking about someone else from AEW who has been suffering from an injury recently. We have an update on Adam Cole. Now, Dave Meltzer, speaking on Twitter, said he's doing much better. The last I heard is they were being cautious. They don't have any time frame for return. With concussions, you can't predict time. Now, Cole has been out injured since Forbidden Door back in July. Let me know in the comments below if I was right on that one. It's a shame that he's been out of action for so long. He's one of the best in the ring for me. He's one of my favorites.
Absolutely one of the best. And it's such a shame to have somebody of such a high caliber sat on the sidelines for it. But again, you don't want to take a chance for concussions anymore.
No, he's been very active on Twitch. He's given us a raid a couple of times. Thank you, Adam.
What a boy.
Go and check out the chugs. But yeah, I really hope he gets back in the ring when he's ready to, but also gets put in a spotlight that he gets to show off what he can do, because I think he could be AEW World Champion.
With Dave Meltzer saying you can't predict time, is that him dropping a hint that he wants the time stone for Christmas to complete his Infinity Gauntlet?
It's either that or he's the next Doctor after Shuti Gatwa.
I think he's that one.
So we'll see. But that is all the news we have for video one. We will be back, of course, later on today. It's a busy day as we're getting things ready for Christmas. Yay! I want presents. Santa's coming, Tom. Santa's coming.
He's coming everywhere.
Oh, he's like Veer. Right. We will see you later.